Yes, at the firehouse.
All right, I'm recording this, Chris.
No problem.
Well, thank you very much. I know you're at the firehouse right now. If you don't mind, let me rattle through my normal introduction to this video segment.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. Obviously, your favorite prodigal bastard. My name is Derrick. This is addictMMA, and this is my core. Every month, I'll do a UFC pay-per-view predictions video because for some reason, Chris, I'm above average at calling fights. Last month, I went 3-2.
That's still above average. That's above average. I'm a math guy.
So this month, I think I'm going to do better. And joining me today for my UFC 263 predictions is none other than a retired mixed martial artist, a legend of the UFC octagon, and in retirement, which I don't think you understand what the word retirement means, Chris. In retirement, he is an active Indianapolis firefighter, as well as you're right from the firehouse now, as well as an undefeated bare-knuckle boxer. So, Chris, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Loving being on here. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's I'm really digging the bare-knuckle. Like I said, do not only have had some fights, but I'm doing commentary for them now. And man, I think they're exciting.
Dude, well, nobody's not excited to know that you're still fighting. How the hell are you still doing it? Because I'm about to be 40 years old this year, and I've never been in the ring like you have.
Young fella.
Trained with MMA fighters coming up over the years, old school guys like yourself. So if you can see, I don't know, but you can see I've had my nose broken a couple of times. So I don't know how you guys do it. How do you still do it?
Well, I haven't had a fight in a little bit. I'm always on the verge of possibly doing it, but I'm looking for the right kind of payday. Right? I mean, you have to be really smart the older you get. You can't train. That's the hard part, is not being able to train the way you're used to. I'm more of I got to go in and train hard every day. You can't really do that because as you get older, you have to pick and choose because your body just can't take it anymore, brother.
So you just got to figure out what your attributes are and just okay. So let me just, if I may, remember the Rocky Balboa movie where Apollo Creed's trainer was like, "You're too old for this shit. You got to use your power." So they just with the power rather than cardio and all that other stuff. Is that kind of what you're alluding to?
Yeah. You just have to be more than that. It's just you have to be smarter about it. Like, get the most out of your workouts and rest more. And it's, before I would just go out there and train hard every day and didn't care about how your body felt afterward. You just like grit and bear it and deal with it. But now you're like, oh man, if my body's not feeling right, I got to get proper rest. I got to eat properly. I got to do all the small things to make it work.
So you're getting older and you're noticing things are changing. So you're training appropriately. That's very awesome, man.
Smarter.
Harder and smarter. I like that. No, that's very good. All right. So, well, thanks for joining. And I know that you're going to be in our area soon, aren't you? There's a pancreation seminar or something going on. Would you like to talk about that real quick?
Yeah, supposed to be involved with the pancreation seminar July 3rd down in Tampa, and the 4th, I think there's some fights going on. So just trying to get down there and teach people the art of pancreation, which was where I really kind of got my start back in 1999, I believe, when I started fighting over in Japan. So it's a little bit more old school, but there's a real need for it right now. You a lot of these older guys we're talking about, like myself, it's not about to go out there and try and kill each other as much. I mean, you still go out there and try to, but it's more of a little bit more sophistication to it. It's more about the art of the submission. More close, open-handed strikes and kicks and everything. But it's more about, when I go to Japan and fight, it wasn't about going in there and getting the guy down and hitting him in the head a lot. It was about, hitting him to open up the submission. It was more about the art of being a better fighter, and that's kind of what the pancreation is about.
But I was just talking to my girlfriend a little while ago about that because she's never heard of it. She's what you would call a casual fan, and what most times when I do these prediction videos, it's for the casual fan. Because,
sure.
I mean, the guys that know shit like you do and fight fans that understand things like I do, but we don't have to talk to each other. We already have in our heads a fight. We understand the fight. But for the casual fan who doesn't understand who's coming up or what different arts or what styles or what. So I was explaining to my girlfriend the other day or just earlier about pancreation. And I was telling her about the old school days when Boss Rutan and Frank Shamrock used to open hand strike, and they used to grab with the ankle hooks and the ankle locks, and it was just it's a different form of MMA, and it kind of brings in a little bit of that professional wrestling aspect.
Oh yeah,
on the showmanship side of things, and it's so much fun, and it's one of the original things. So that's awesome. So July 3rd in Tampa, you'll be there with Joe Malenko, I think it was.
Yep, that's right.
The Malenko family is synonymous with the name in wrestling. Period.
Absolutely, but I mean, it's so weird. The pancreas back in Japan, there was a lot of kind of pro wrestling ties in there, and people thought it was like fake. Well, it wasn't fake, but I mean, they interchanged so well. A lot of the pro wrestlers were real fighters. It's just a different atmosphere over there, and different environment, and they see things different, and they kind of compete different. But some of the best fighters in the world, Suzuki, not Suzuki, he was really good, but Sakuraba.
Yeah.
I mean, for a while, dude, unbelievably just beating all these guys. He weighed about 185 pounds. He's one of the best guys in the world. He was a pro wrestler. Killer. Yeah, and he was an old pro wrestler. So it's like those pro wrestlers could actually fight.
No, I didn't mean to bring pro wrestling into it as a negative connotation. Because I grew up loving pro wrestling, and I appreciate the way that mixed martial arts and pro wrestling is able to merge a little bit with, like I said, showmanship. Listen, when I watched them old school pancreation fights, I knew them dudes weren't faking it, man.
Yeah.
Those guys, I mean, Boss Rutan and Frank Shamrock were busting each other's faces open with open palm strikes and laughing at each other while they were trying to ankle hook the hell out of each other. It was great. I'm glad to see that that's actually nowadays, and it's probably a credit to just the UFC and like the contribution that you have made to the sport and guys like yourself. That's why a sport like pancreas is now able to get kind of like more of a limelight type of feeling.
Well, I hope so. I mean, I really love it, and I'm it's my roots, and I'm hoping we can get it back to where people can appreciate now, because like I'm saying, it's a different art form, but it is extremely technical, and people should like that form of it as well.
Right. All right. So thank you for that. Let's go ahead. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you're a very busy guy, and listen, I Google it, and apparently where you fight fires is one of the most dangerous cities in the United States of America. So my hat's off to you. You're a first responder, and I thank you for your service.
Well, we're getting lots of killings around here, and we broke last year's record, and I, for one, am excited. I'm like, records were meant to be broken. Let's keep this going.
All right.
Is that wrong? That was wrong. Hold on. I erased that.
That's a very positive attitude to have.
I'm a half old type of guy, so
is your family's okay with that? The fact that you're such a warrior all the time, you can't turn it off. Like,
oh no, that always leads to problems.
Okay. Right. All right. Well, let me not take up too much more of your time. We got 5 fights to rattle off, and I've got this shit logged in, so I'm going to rattle through it as quickly as I can to not take up too much of your time.
What you got?
First fight, light heavyweight division at UFC 263. We've got a couple of guys looking to make their way into the top 10. Jamahal Hill, who's 8-0, versus Paul Craig. And I like Paul Craig on this fight, Chris. I think that both guys are very good on the ground. I think Jamahal Hill doesn't necessarily show his ground techniques as much as he could. He likes the striking aspect, but he really likes the Muay Thai game, and he likes to use the knees. And I think that's going to be a big mistake against Paul Craig, who's going to look for those legs. He's going to look for the reckless punches so that he can sweep in and take down Jamahal Hill. And to me, when you combine ground games, I think Paul Craig comes out on top. I think maybe we see a decision win, but I think we see Paul Craig in the winner's circle.
Well, I would be honest with you. I've seen Paul Craig fight more often. I'm more familiar with him. So I just feel like at that level, the experience factor is kind of big. And, not that they've had too many more, but I mean, 8-0 is really not that much, in my opinion. I mean, there could be a lot of other factors. But I don't know. I think it's going to be tough to go out there and get this victory. Like I said, I haven't had as much experience watching Hill, but from what I've seen about Craig, I feel like he's pretty damn good, and I think he's going to take this one as well. So.
All right, very good. All right, well, that's cool. Hey, listen, for anybody that's watching now, back in the day when I was on radio, Chris Lights Out Lytle is actually the last of the champions when it comes to my MMA Jeopardy game. You're the only
There we go.
that has ever beaten me in my own trivia game. So we agree on something, and that's good. Next up, Demian Maia, Bilal Muhammad. Listen, I like Demian. I think it's because just like you, he's a guy that I'm a fan of for a lot of years, and I'm always going to say, yeah, fuck yeah, Demian Maia. But also Bilal Muhammad, the way he strikes, he likes to mix up his angles on his strikes. He likes to mix the leg kicks with it, and he likes to go for wrestling takedowns. I don't know that that's going to work against Demian Maia.
Well, see, we're gonna have to disagree on this, and I don't think that Demian Maia. It's not gonna be the same. He's not gonna try and get him down. He's gonna make Demian Maia try and take him down. Which, you know what, Demian Maia's been so much better than you would think about doing that and getting people in his world. When he gets people in that world, he wins. You know, but I mean, here's the thing about me with him. I mean, he is getting older, and you know, it's hard to predict when that is going to happen, but a lot of times you're seeing a guy, you're like, man, he looked like he's kind of old right there. And I think he's to that point where it might not be this fight, it might be the next one, but real soon you're gonna really notice this guy just can't keep it at this level anymore. And so I'm gonna jump on and say, with this fight, I think it's gonna be now, and I think he's gonna lose. But it could be the next one, but I think it's coming. It's coming soon. I mean, the thing I've realized about with fighting, Father Time is undefeated, and it is what it is.
All right. Well, I respect your choice. I'm going with Demian Maia on this one. I'm gonna go with my heart instead of my mind.
Right. I hope you're right. I like all the people around when I fought in UFC, but
Bilal Muhammad is great, and he's coming up and he's doing good things. And a victory for him would not disappoint me. However, I got to stick with my old school favorite. I'm going with Demian.
I love it.
All right, next up, man, you know this is going to be exciting. Nate Diaz is back, and he's taking on a very tough competitor in Leon Edwards. Dude, I think Leon takes this one, but I think it's going to be one of the hardest battles he's had. I just think that Nate is, maybe a little complacent in his riches. And I think, that elusive, or not elusive, but that very aloof style of volume striking isn't going to work against Leon Edwards, who is explosive with power and precise more times than not.
I mean, this one is really tough for me, man. I mean, and here's the thing. If this is a main event, which it probably should be, I'm taking Nate, because in the 5 rounds, I think Nate beats. I really do. But with a 3-round fight, I don't know. Here's the thing. Like, Nate will get hit, and he's never been one to just be that fast and that rapid. He'll take punches, but that volume usually gets you. He just, weathers the storm. He's got a good chin. He takes it. He keeps coming, and breaks you. I don't know if he's going to have enough to do it in 3 rounds, man. I don't know. So this one's, I don't know. I mean, it's probably 51-49, but I'm gonna shock you. I'm gonna go with Nate anyway. Just because what you said. He's my old school guy. We're always on the same price, so I gotta go with the man.
Hell yeah!
I'm not feeling super confident about that one. Everything in me tells me not him, but I'm taking him anyway. So
I'm an old school Diaz fan anyway. They came from your era, so
exactly.
Listen, I would love to see Nate continue to stay on top. I would love it. I just, for this one, I don't see it happen. I think Leon Edwards. I think he's hungry, but all right. So co-main event, Davison Figueiredo against Brandon Moreno the second time around. I just watched this fight again yesterday on ESPN Plus just to re-educate myself, and I don't know how to call this one.
Yeah.
Brandon Moreno had the takedowns. Both of them had the strikes. I don't know which way to go. I imagine this will be a more intelligent fight by both guys who have already been there with each other once, and they don't want to take that kind of damage again. I wouldn't imagine. I'm going to go with Davison on this one just because he's the champ, and I think he's kind of figured out his style and his way of maintaining. But, man, this is a tough one that Brandon Moreno actually could take the championship for.
He could. I got to agree with you on this one, though. Figueiredo, to me, I mean, he's just he's a better fighter. I feel like he does really good at what he does. And I feel like, he had a fight where when they fought before, he got reckless, like you're saying. He went after his style. I think now he probably taken a step back and went back and watched, okay, I can correct from what I did wrong there, and I can be just that much better at what I do. And I think he's going to be able to go out, correct what he did, and fix the holes in what he did. And he'll fight a smarter fight. It won't be as entertaining, but I think it'll be smarter, and I think he'll win that one.
So we agree on that one then.
Yeah.
All right. So we're at
50%.
2 that we do agree and 2 that we don't. So here's the tiebreaker, because listen, I can't have an MMA Jeopardy with you because I don't have a third party here. So it wouldn't be fair for me to make up a game.
So we're gonna have to get this one opposite, and then then that'll be like the tiebreaker.
All right. Well, Israel Adesanya for the rematch against Marvin Vettori. Marvin Vettori looking to come back as the first Italian champion in UFC history. And again, I watched that fight again too, just to make sure I knew what the fuck I was talking about. And listen, that's a sloppy fight. That's just a sloppy fight because Marvin Vettori just is skilled and as precise as he is, just kind of looks slovenly the way he carries himself. But somehow he does have a formula that's able to get Adesanya to break away from the I need to counter strike and actually engage, which is what Marvin Vettori needs. And if Vettori can get that, if Vettori can get that son of a bitch down, Adesanya is a great champion. But we saw it with guys like, I know it's a bigger guy, but Jan Blachowicz. If you can get him down and make power happen, if you can control him on the ground and train him, that's the way to do it. And I'm going to go with Marvin Vettori on this one. I think he ekes out a split decision, but maybe something better.
Yeah. Well, the thing about Vettori is what you said about when he got, he can, it's not just him. He can get everybody he fights to fight his game, in my opinion. He imposes his will on people better than most people would really imagine. Because when you watch him, you're thinking, man, this guy's leaving a lot of holes, but he makes people fight his game. And when they do that, they don't do that well. They're fighting his game. That's his type. So he does do that very well. Unfortunately, I just don't see him being able to have enough juice this time. I think he's good. I think he's very good, but I don't think he's elite like that. So I just don't think he's going to be able to get it done. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But
well, I hope I'm right so that I can beat you at something again. And it's been 5 years since I've been able to compete with you the last time in a trivia game. So I hope I get this one right. And be sure I'll send you a message to let you know if I win.
That's true. Okay, I'll be looking forward to it.
All right, man. Hey, thank you very much, Chris. I thank you so much for your time, dude. You're
Absolutely.
you're a great legend of the sport. I can't wait to talk to you again. Thank you.
Talk to you soon, brother. Be good.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man.
Thanks.